as we continue to move forward and as we change our perspective and change our, change what we're shooting for, and I like the way it was described that, when you think you're going to reach the finish line, you're going to create another finish line. I think for me, one of the things that I guess maybe I have been worried about with that is the satisfaction with what you're doing. If every time you feel like you're there and have achieved something, then there's something else waiting for you. So I think in that, and my question is, how do you accept isn't quite the right word, but how do you accept being okay with, you're done with something, but there's still more out there. So I guess it never feels like you're completely done.
The idea of satisfaction is finding the juiciness, the deliciousness, the richness, the fullness, the fulfillment of the completion of a desire. And what we mean by that is feeling as if I've been able to experience the fullness of what this is. And you have experienced when you have done that, and you know that you can continue down that path. And there's more to that path if you want, but you know that it won't be as satisfying. You know that you're just trying to eke out, essentially wring out the water of a washcloth and get every little last bit out of it. And there are times when you want to do that, but most of the times that feels very unsatisfying. And so it is natural for you to come up to the top of a peak and see, look at that one over there. I didn't even know that existed. But now that I'm standing here, I can see that. I can see that now. I can see that that peak now exists. Well, now I have a new desire to go climb that peak. But what so many of you want is to climb this peak and be at the top and see there are no other peaks to climb. But how would you truly feel knowing that there was only one peak to climb in this world? And once you did that, that was all there is. How many times are you going to go up and down that peak and be satisfied in the same way that you were satisfied when you got to the very top for the very first time? Of course, each time you go and summit that peak, there will be a new experience of the trail becoming easier for you and you knowing exactly where to put your foothold. So you will go up and down that peak a few times. But over time, the peak will become boring to you. You will reach the top and you won't appreciate that you are looking out above the clouds as no one else has. You will desire another peak, something new to challenge you, to make you grow, and we're going to touch on challenge because you and your existence focuses too much on it must be challenging, it must suck to do, it must feel so painful for me to make it to that summit. What we mean by challenge is it makes you think in new ways. It makes you believe in new things. It makes you believe in yourself, in new possibilities, and what you can create of things that are bigger for you, more open for you, more grand for who you are and what you are asking for. And that is different for each and every person on this planet. And so what we say to you is that you are looking for a new peak to expand you. So yes, if you have not been climbing your mountains for some time and you get to the top of a peak and then realize there are 10 other peaks that you want to climb, it can feel as if you are never getting it done. You're never going to feel at your highest peak. That there's always more to climb, and that can be, it's in essence, you are aligning yourself with a vibration of lack, a shortage of who you are, feeling as if I will never be satisfied if I can never climb all of these. And we want you to shift your perspective and understanding that each of these climbs to a new peak is allowing you to become aware that there is a new peak for you to climb. That is expanding you and shifting your perspective and growing who you are, growing your thoughts, growing your beliefs, growing the power of who you are and your connection to source energy, growing your essence, your vibrational existence in this world, growing your energetic existence in this world. And you do that through the experiences that you have in this life. It is not normal for you in this day and age to pick one thing and have that be the end all and be all. It has never felt good to all of you to do that forever. You are not singular beings. There's more to you than just one thing. So allow yourselves the freedom to experience and explore these different avenues that are you, these different expressions of you, these different energies that are you that are going to expand with you as you expand yourself. And so that at different periods in your life, energies take hold, meaning more concretely, new vibrations come forth from within you that are awakened inside of you, that are as a result of desires inside of you to become more, to explore more of who you are in that vibrational existence. And that vibrational existence now has a new perspective, new beliefs, new thoughts that come with it that then allow you to become aware of new desires, new mountains to climb, and thus new summits with new views. And along the way, new trails to go up and down for a while, and from there will be new peaks. But as we go back to your original question, when you have not been climbing your peaks for quite some time, it can feel like there are a lot of peaks out there. And so thus people take the Eeyore approach of, ho-hum, what's the point? I'll never get to them all. And we would say, climb them, and then go climb them all. Allow yourself to move through them. Allow yourself to move through them. Because the more you do that, the more you are allowing yourself to expand, the more you are allowing yourself to feel the satisfaction of, I can do these peaks and I can do them well and I can experience them all. And it becomes less of a lack mentality and more of an awareness of, I am allowing myself to be up to speed with my desires, and I am allowing myself to enjoy summiting these peaks and becoming aware that I still have new desires flowing through me. Because when you have no new desire, well, that is when you choose to rejoin us as source energy. You choose to rejoin the collective consciousness. That is when you choose to transition out of this world that is based in experience through your life, through your creating, through your choosing which peaks you want to summit. So thus, yes, you can never get it done. But when you allow yourself to flow through the peaks, then you find that you are summiting, and then those peaks get higher and higher. And they become, we would say you become more selective, more refined. So thus you go from your little 500-foot little mounds of earth and progress quite rapidly to your Colorado mountains, and from there to your Kilimanjaros, your K2s, the things that require expertise. And so thus you will find your summits of your K2s and your Kilimanjaros take more time. They're far more satisfying. They require you, well, we would say you feel the appreciation more, and you sit upon that summit a little bit longer than you would your Colorado mountains or your Rockies. And you definitely spend more time appreciating that summit than you do when you are atop a 500-foot mound of earth. There's something so much more worthy of you. And so when you sit upon the top of a mountain like that, of a creation like that, well then you are really appreciating the view. And it becomes less about what's next. What's next? What's next? What peak do I see out there? And instead you say, look at what I've created. Look at what I've created. And as you sit there basking in the top of that summit of what you have created and enjoying it and the beauty of it, then you allow yourself to bring in the far off distance maybe another peak that you can get to that isn't that far away. And so each peak is more satisfying and more satisfying and more satisfying. It doesn't feel like undoneness. It feels like, that one I bet is a really good one to do too. Let's go do that. Do you feel clear in that?
Very much so, yes.
And the difference in the perspective of when you are allowing yourself to climb the mountains that are worthy of you, when you flow with it, it feels less like not getting it done, less like when am I going to get there, but rather I am doing what I was intending to do when I came here. I am climbing these paths, I'm moving along my path as I intended to do. And it is so satisfying to me that I care less about reaching that summit and more about this fun I'm having along the way to the top. We feel that this was a good segment of intending for you and how you want to go about your life and the way you are creating. And you can do this in every day. You can do this in every day where you appreciate where you are in your journey, where you appreciate what you are creating and you appreciate the path that you are on. And you can feel when you are moving freely and you're flowing forward and you are becoming more along your path, and you stop looking at the end of saying, I'll be happy when I get there. But you are saying, gosh, this is so much fun. I am having so much fun doing this. I am having so much fun doing this, that you stop looking at that finish line, and it becomes no more about the finish line. It becomes about that journey along the way. It becomes about the feeling of just hiking in the mountains, in the woods, along the coast, wherever it is you are hiking, it becomes about being present along the way and feeling the experience of you getting to absorb all of that in along the way. And that is what you are looking for. That is what you are looking for and wanting to experience as you are creating as beings of source energy.